the closing doors, please.
Stand having this on. I am Skeincocaine, and this is my channel. It's all about knitting and yarn. I dye yarn in my garage in Blacksburg, Virginia, and I have a husband, 2 kids, 2 cats, 1 dog, and now we're down to 1 bird, unfortunately. R.I.P. Ari. So thank you for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if this is one of my besties coming in to check up on me and see what I've been doing for the last couple months, well, I'm back. And I I had Christmas, and then I went to New York with my kids. I'll talk about that. And then I went to Los Angeles with 2 of my oldest friends, Karen and Becky, and met up with lots of older friends that are old and their older friends. And I had just a really great time, and I want to talk about that with you. I haven't been doing a ton of knitting. I have finished the Swancho, as you can see, out of my Donegal minis. They're DK, and they're 12 different colors. I did use a couple skeins of just the natural color for the body, and I followed the pattern exactly. I did I think it's like small, medium, medium, large. I did the smallest. You can kind of get away with any size because it's just a big tent, basically. It's a Swancho, so it's like a poncho with sleeves. Swancho. And so I finished this, and let's see. Is that all I finished? Yeah, pretty much. That's it. I just have been sort of working on my whips, here and there, and just doing a lot of work, doing a lot of things, lots of life happening. I'm still working on my, whatever this is called, my anthology shawl throw. It's huge now. Unfortunately, I just now ripped it off the needles, as you can see, just ripped it. So that's going to take some time for me to get back on the needles. I ripped it fair amount down, but so Helen Stewart designed this for Advents, but I had like 8 Advents last year, so I decided to use them all up. And I used a bunch, but then I started using just scraps that I had, and really not at all caring about what colors were next. I just wanted to use up all of my scraps. So that's what I did, and I'm just going to keep going. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep going. I've increased as much as I'm going to increase, and so now it has a border around the edge, and I'm going to go ahead and do a border now, and we'll see. Once it's blocked, it's superwash, it's going to grow and grow and grow and just be absolutely huge. So I'm probably going to put it on my bed. We'll see how it goes. I have no idea what it's going to look like. It's been balled up on the needles for so long, so we'll see how it looks. And I enjoyed doing it. It's really great. I've got, lots of blankets going. So I am also working on, which is in a big, huge Burberry bag. I'm working on the homespun house blanket that Molly designed using her advent from not this Christmas, but the Christmas before. And I'm doing that, and I am almost done. I only have 2 more skeins of yarn. I'm holding it with an undyed cone of mine, Skeincocaine undyed yarn, and then I have 2 more colors. And to be honest, I'm pretty unhappy with my choice of how I did the colors, because she did a fantastic fade for us, and I just randomly pulled the colors out of the bags. And when I started this project, I didn't even care, and unfortunately it was just a really amazing fade, and I didn't follow the fade. And I really missed the boat on that, because I think it would have been a lot prettier. But it's still really pretty. It just would have been a lot prettier if I had actually, she went to the trouble of making this beautiful fade, and I just didn't do it. So I'm doing it on size 9s, holding the Advent yarn with that undyed yarn together. And I'm also doing an I-cord as I'm going along on the edge. You can see I'm doing it right along as I go. So I'm working on that. That's really big too. It's gonna be huge. Okay, and then let's see, what else do I have here? I'm still working on this. What is this? I don't even remember what this is. This was, I think, a Tin Can Knits love note, but I didn't do the lace. I'm just using some Surrey Cloud of mine in the rose gold colorway. And I'm just doing the top down, just following the numbers and everything for the love note. But I'm just using 1 strand of Surrey. So it's just going to be like this really light weight. I'm going to do a long bell sleeve. I've separated for the sleeves. I'm using size 10, US 10 needles. And I'm just going to keep going. And it's just going to be one of those sweaters that I pull on over like a tank dress, to have a little something on my arms, so that I'm not cold in air conditioning or hot inside when I have a hot flash. So that's what I'm doing. I'm alternating skeins. I'm doing the helical knitting, so I'm using 2 different balls of yarn at the same time. And I do that because I don't want any kind of lines going between one skein to the other, so that's why I don't do that. I made a Saturday Shrug by Jackie Rose, and here's a picture of it because I have since given it away to a friend who really liked it, so I gave it away. I used 2 skeins of my Donegal DK tweed in a navy color, and then I used a Surrey. Oh, it's Coastline and Navy, and then it's matching Surrey in Coastline and Navy. That's what I did. And then I just started another one. I actually started this on the plane to LA. I'm using this out of undyed Aran weight, actually. I'm considering carrying the Aran weight in my shop. It's a little bit thicker than the DK, obviously. It's a little thicker than worsted, too. And I'm doing 12 rows of the cream vanilla, and I'm doing 3 rows of the special. This is blown out, but it's got every color of the rainbow, which is what the special is known for. And so I'm doing that. I'm actually holding it with its sister Surrey, but the sister Surrey is kind of muted and it's not really as vibrant. This particular skein wasn't as vibrant, and that's why I grabbed it, so it wasn't going to go to a customer. But this one is really nice bright skein. So this is the Donegal Donegal Aran. That's right, in the special. That's what that is. So I'll have this done in a couple days, and I'm going to give these away as gifts because they're really nice and it's easy and they're fast. I learned how to do ribbing without just being held in my left hand, because I learned so I don't have to go, move my yarn from front to back, knit, purl. Now it's all just holding it in one arm. So it's fast. Let's see. I guess that's all I have to show you. I know that's kind of disappointing, but I've just really been focused on my family and trips and things like that. So I'll go a little bit into the trip. I'm going to knit on this Saturday Shrug while I tell you about my trips. So I took the kids to New York and we had a great time. We ate lots of really good food. We went and saw 2 shows. We saw Wicked, which we had never seen, and it was great, of course. It's wonderful. Though I have heard some people say they don't like Wicked, but I loved it. And we saw The Lion King for like the 4th time. And I'm going to need a pillow. My butt is already hurting sitting on the floor. I can't sit on the floor.
Jesus, that really works your feet. Oh, doesn't it? There you are.
How you doing?
You're gonna post all this. I know you are.
Route 4. You have 10 minutes left to skate.
I am sitting in my hotel room in New York, and this is day 2 of New York of our trip. I am a mess. We forgot. Did you say something, Ben? Day 3? No, not really. We got here late on Monday. Well, I mean, we got here, late. So we had dinner on Monday, but basically yesterday was our first full day. Anyway, we forgot a brush. just didn't plan properly, and I'm sorry. I know I look terrible, but whatever. I just wanted to vlog a little bit. And what did we do yesterday? We went shopping. We went to the MoMA Museum, which was really fabulous. I realized in the bathroom, a certain light, that I have hair on my upper lip I have to wax off. Went to MoMA, and then Becky and the kids and I went to this sort of hole in the wall down in the West Village, an Ethiopian restaurant. It was really good. But Marcella had never had Ethiopian food, and she only eats macaroni and cheese and white things. So she basically looked at the platter of food to eat with stunned silence, never had a bite, and was just in shock the entire time. This afternoon, we're going to Carmine's for my favorite salad, and then we're going to see The Lion King tonight. So we're really excited. We've seen The Lion King many times, but it's sort of a tradition now to go see it. And yeah, this is lovely. I'm going to try to tune myself up here for the day. So I will try to bring you along a little bit with me, but the kids don't like me filming. No one really likes me filming, so I'll just be sneaking stuff in here and there. So talk to you soon. Bye. Your little butt. My family, we call each other the flat ass family because we literally have the flattest rear ends, and mine just keeps getting flatter and flatter. So, anywho, oh my gosh, you should see the kind of knots I have going on here right now. So let's see, we just, we saw Becky while we were there. We went ice skating. We went shopping. I wanted the kids to kind of understand all of the neighborhoods in New York. So we got on the train and we just sort of, went to different neighborhoods and had an all around really great time.
Yes, I have to think. Pull it through. Yeah, yes, that's it. Yeah. Next one. It's right here. Oh, you already went in there, so you're going to the next one. Okay. This one in front.
I always have a good time there. It's always fun. And it was sort of like a Christmas gift. That's kind of what I was thinking for the kids, taking them on a trip right after Christmas, since we didn't go anywhere before Christmas. And then I decided to go to LA because one of my friends, Karen, was going to be doing some work in LA. So we went to LA. I flew by myself, flew out of Roanoke to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to LA. Piece of cake, really easy, no big deal. We rented a Tesla when we got there from Hertz. So we had a really smart car.
Gear shift right there. Just push it all the way down. Put it in park.
Drive.
Put it in drive. This button right there. This park. You can just lift it up,
Like a spaceship.
down, for all that good stuff,
Are you gonna remember all this, Karen?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
It's pretty
It
straightforward.
looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Just all we had to do was speak into a little microphone and, take us to Calabasas or wherever. Didn't matter where it was. Paramount Studio. It would just take us right there. And we just had a really lovely time. I would say out of everything we did, going to the Paramount, doing a studio tour of Paramount was absolutely hands down thing that we did. We did Warner Brothers too, but it was really not that interesting. It was just seemed like probably like an amusement park more of anything. Didn't feel behind the scenes. I do have a clip. They said we were not allowed to film, so I immediately was like, well, then I'm filming this. I'm kind of a rebel that way. I did actually film the wardrobe area that no one sees, because we had like a VIP ticket. And so they let us see what that looks like. So you could just walk down aisles and, you know, if you were making a movie set in the 1940s, there's a whole like mile long rack of women's 1940s, men's 1940s, shoes 1940s. I mean, it was really fascinating. That was incredible. I loved that. It was just so interesting. And they did a combination of, you know, sewing the clothes and making and buying the clothes, both. So that was great. But again, the Paramount Studio was just magical, wonderful, amazing. And then, let's see, then what was the other highlights? Well, one of my friends, Andrea, if you're familiar with lots of Salzburg nightgowns, the floral nightgowns, they're flannel and they had a ruffle. I wore them when I was a kid, and she married the heir to the Lance of Salzburg fortune. They don't have they sold it a long time ago, but that's who she married. So she had a dinner for us, for Karen, Becky, and I, because we all grew up in Blacksburg. And we also invited my friend Shallon, who is an actress, Shallon Cates. We went to high school together and we were besties until she moved away. She was the mother in Big Time Rush, if you've ever seen it or your kids watched it. She was the redhead. She was the mother. So she was invited to dinner also. So we showed up and she gave me a bottle of her wine. She's an actress and she has a winery. And we had a wonderful dinner and laughed and cried about, you know, reminiscing about the past. And, you know, we're all going through menopause or all have been through menopause. And we talked about that and how there's so much we didn't know that women didn't tell us. And we talked about all of that. And that was interesting. And what else? It was just, you know, great food. We hiked around Malibu. So beautiful. I got to see my other friend, Caroline, that I also went to North Cross. I went to private school. I left Blacksburg High School and went to North Cross.
Water is so blue. I really love Santa Barbara. When I drive down there and I see the water, I'm like,
Oh, so nice.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. I got stuck, so I have a trade show and conference that I do every year in San Francisco. So I was there last year, and I was going to fly back to Boston. And the Thursday evening, there was this huge snowstorm forecasted. So I was out here with one of my application engineers, and we were like, it's very possible we're going to get
Roanoke as private school. And that's where I met Shallon, and then that's where I met Caroline. She lives more north, but we're all grits, girls raised in the South. And it was just really fun to catch up with all my relatives. I mean, all my friends. Speaking of my relatives, I'm going back again to LA in about 3 weeks because my dad's sister is turning 80 this year. And I am going back to celebrate her 80th birthday because I did not get to see any family this time. I didn't realize when I was figuring out where we were going to stay, I didn't realize how far Orange County was from where we were staying. That's where my family lives. And Long Beach and LA, in Orange. And it was going to be like 2.5 hours one way. And so it was 5 hours of driving. And I just didn't want to do it. But I promised I would come back. And so that's what I did. So I think that's going to do it for me. I know that's not very much. It's a really short episode, but I have a ton of stuff going on. I have like 100 orders I have to pack up and get out today. If you're waiting, if you've seen that I've sent you a shipping notification, I've got a stack and I'm going through them. You know, I'm getting about 20 done a day or so. But if it looks like it's not, the tracking is not moving, it's not because I'm just ignoring it or it's lost. It's because I'm working my way through the stack. And I'll get there and you'll get your stuff. And sorry for anybody who had to wait too long for your stuff, but you're going to get it. So I'm going to try to podcast a little more often. It's just that, you know, when you're busy, you can always make excuses for why you can't sit down and talk. But I missed you guys and I wanted to catch up. I hope everyone is doing well. I'd love for you to comment below how you've been and catch up with me. And we will chat soon, I hope. Okay, bye.